Hello, dear students. Let us conduct our fourth session of maxima and minima. In today's class, I will be discussing some more word problems of exercise 6.5 with you. So, let us start with our class. Now, the next question is question number 23, exercise 6.5. Now, in this question, we have to prove that the volume of the largest cone that can be inscribed in a sphere of radius capital R is 8 upon 27 of the volume of the sphere. Now, students, let me identify first of all that what is the constant term in this question. It is clear that I am given a sphere whose radius is capital R. So this is the given fixed quantity. That is capital R, the radius of the sphere is constant in this question. Now let us again identify that which quantity is to be maximized. That means I have to create a function. So now prove that the volume of the largest cone. Now the largest cone means a cone having the maximum volume. That means now I am given a sphere whose radius is R, and in the sphere a cone is inscribed. Now I have to show that the volume of this cone is 8 upon 27 of the volume of the sphere, and the volume of this cone is the maximum. That means the condition is volume is maximum, and I have to prove that the volume of the cone is 8 by 27 of volume of the sphere. Now let us start with the solution. Let us suppose that O is the center of the sphere, capital R is given to be the radius of sphere. Let PB is x, that is I am taking x as the radius of the cone. This will be the radius of the cone, and naturally this will be the height of the cone, that is AP, which I am taking to be y. Now children, in the diagram, this is the radius of the sphere. Also this is the radius, because this is the center and this is any point on the sphere. So AO will also be equal to capital R. So now what will be this line segment OP? What is the length of this line segment OP? Naturally it will be y minus R, which is equal to y minus R. So in my right angle triangle, I can say right angle triangle OPB, PB is x, OB is R, and OP is y minus R. So applying Pythagoras theorem to create a relationship between the variable x and y. So it will be hypotenuse square is equal to PB square plus OP square. That means it is x square, this is PB square, plus OP square, which is y minus R whole square, and this will be equal to R square. So I will simplify this equation. It is x square plus y square plus R square minus 2yr is equal to R square, which gives me the result that x square plus y square minus 2yr is equal to 0, because R square minus R square will be equal to 0. So now I will find value of x square from here. So what will be x square? It will be 2yr minus y square. I am marking this as equation number 1. Now this is the relationship between x and y. Capital R is constant. Now I have to create the function of volume of. Now volume of the cone is 1 upon 3 pi x square y. So that means volume y 1 upon 3 pi x square y, because the formula is 1 upon 3 pi r square h, and here radius is x and height is y. So now writing this in the single variable, I will put value of x square in this expression from result number 1. So this becomes volume as a function of y is 1 upon 3 pi. It is 2yr square, substituting the value of x square minus y square. Now simplifying into y, now simplifying 1 upon 3 pi, it is 2y square r minus y cube. So this is my function of volume in single variable y. So now I have marked this relationship of x and y as 1 and the volume function as 2. Now, for using the second derivative test to find the maximum value of the volume, I will differentiate v with respect to y. So it is 1 upon 3 pi. Now 2 is constant, r is constant, and derivative of y square is 2y. So this becomes 4y capital R minus derivative of y cube is 3y square. So this is my first derivative, which I have marked as 3. Now for finding the critical points, I will put v dash y as 0. That means this expression as 0. Then making its factors, here it should be pi. No, there is no need of writing pi because pi upon 3 will be shifted here and it will be converted to 0. So taking just y as common. So y common and the second factor will be 4r minus 3y equal to 0. Which gives me either y is 0 or 4r minus 3y is 0. Now I will reject the value y is equal to 0 because if y is 0 then height of the cone will be 0. So which is not possible. So I will take only second value, which gives me that 4r minus 3y is 0, which means y is equal to 4r upon 3. Now again differentiating result number 3 with respect to y for finding the second derivative. So it is 1 upon 3 pi, then derivative of y is 1, 4r is constant, and minus 3y square derivative is 6y. So finding the derivative at y is equal to 4r upon 3, I will put the value of y here, then I will simplify and I will be getting 4r pi upon 3, which is a negative number, which means that volume of cone is maximum when height of cone is equal to 4r upon 3. That means I have found the volume of I have checked that the cone which is inscribed in the sphere has the maximum volume. Now I have to give my final result because now I have to show that under this condition, that under the value of y as 4r by 3, volume of the cone is 8 upon 27 of the volume of the sphere. So let us find volume of the cone. Now volume of the cone is given by, it is 1 upon 3 pi. It was written on the last page actually. So volume of cone is 1 upon 3 pi x square y. Now I am having value of y, but now I need to find value of x square also. Only then I can find out the volume of cone. So from here I will put value of y and find value of x square. So now x square will be equal to 2, value of y is 4r upon 3 into r minus y square. It is 16r square upon 9. Which will give me it is 8r square upon 3 minus 16r square upon 9, which after taking LCM and simplifying giving me the result 8r square upon 9. This will be the value of x square. Now so therefore what will be the volume? So volume of cone is now 1 upon 3 pi, value of x square 8r square upon 9, value of y is 4r upon 3. Now as I have to show that volume of cone is 8 upon 27. So I will write just 8 here, then 9 into 3, 27. So rest of the quantity I will write in another factor. So it will be 8 upon 27. So r square into r is r cube. It will be then 4. Then pi, then r cube, then 3. So what is this quantity? 4 pi r cube upon 3. Actually this is volume of the sphere. So hence I have shown that when y is equal to 4r by 3 and when the volume of the cone is maximum, then volume of cone is equal to 8 upon 27 volume of the sphere. So now next question is question number 24, exercise 6.5. Now in this question I have to show that the right circular cone of least curved surface area and given volume has altitude equal to square root 2 times the radius of the base. Now in this question beta, I am given a cone whose volume is fixed quantity, it is constant, and its surface area is minimum. If this happens, that there is a cone whose volume is constant and curved surface area is minimum, then the height of that cone is equal to under root 2 times radius of the base. Now I am taking radius as x, height as y, and slant height as L. That means now I have to prove that y is equal to root 2x. Right, now volume is a fixed quantity, so volume of the cone is actually 1 upon 3 pi x square y. Why? Because the formula is 1 upon 3 pi r square h. R is here x and h is here y. So now volume is a constant quantity, so x square y can be written as 3v upon pi, from where I can get that x square is equal to 3v upon pi y. Now let me find the function of curved surface area. Now curved surface area of a cone is pi r L. I am writing it in short CSA. Now curved surface area will be written as radius is x. Now slant height can be written as under root x square plus y square, because in this triangle, right triangle ABC, L square is equal to x square plus y square. Now students, you can see that my curved surface area function is involving square root, and I have already told you earlier that to make the calculation simple, we take square of this quantity. So I will take square of the quantity curved surface area and I will say it as C. Now C is square quantity of CSA and it is a function of xy, so I will write it as CXY. So squaring both sides, pi square x square plus y. That means what is my CXY? Basically this is square of curved surface area. Now it is again a function of two variables. I have to convert it into single variable. So I will put value of x square from this equation number 1. So I will write it now as function of x. Function of y, sorry beta, because I am converting x to y, so it is function of y. So it is pi square. Now value of x is 3v upon pi y. Again I will put value of x square 3v upon pi y plus y square. I will simplify this. So students, this will be, I will expand the bracket. It will be pi, here it will be pi 3vy into 3v pi y plus again here it is pi 3v upon y into y square. So finally it will be equal to 3v into 3v, it is 9v square, pi divided by pi is 1 upon y square plus now it is 3 pi v into y square upon y is y. So now my Fy is equal to this expression and I am marking it as result number 2. So now students, so f of y was this expression. I am writing it as 9v square y raised to power minus 2 plus 3 pi vy. By writing this, it will be easy to differentiate it. Now differentiate it with respect to y. So now what is f dash y? It will be 9v square is constant. It is minus 2y raised to the power minus 3 plus 3 pi v is constant and derivative of y is 1. So now this becomes minus 18v square upon y cube plus 3 pi v. Now let me put it as 0 for finding the value of y. So this becomes minus 18v square y cube plus 3 pi v is equal to 0, which gives that 3 pi v is equal to 18v square y cube, which gives me that y cube is equal to 18v square upon 3 pi v, which will be equal to 3 6 are 18. V square divided by v is v divided by pi. So now this is my value of y cube, or if I want to write y, it will be 6v upon pi whole power 1 by 3. I mark the first derivative as equation number 3. Now let us find the second derivative. For this I am differentiating 3 with respect to y. So my double derivative now will be so now my double derivative will be minus 18v square, it is constant, it will be written as y raised to power minus 3, so derivative will be minus 3 into y raised to power minus 4, and derivative of 3 pi v is 0. So this becomes 54v square upon y raised to power 4. Now I will find double derivative at the point where y is equal to 6v upon pi raised to power 1 by 3. So simply substituting value of y. So clearly this is a positive quantity. So therefore this means volume no beta, it is not volume, it was the curved surface area. So curved surface area is minimum. Curved surface area is minimum if y is equal to 6v upon pi raised to the power 1 by 3. But what was the statement of my question? The statement was I have to show that y is equal to root 2x. That means I have to prove a relationship between y and x. So for that, what will be I doing? I will be simply putting value of because I need a relationship between x and y, so I will find value of v from here and put it in this result. That is, I will mark it as star. I will put it in star. So from this result, now my y cube is equal to 6v upon pi, which implies what is v? V will be equal to pi y cube upon 6. I will put this value in star. So put in star, what will I get? It is x square is equal to 3. Now value of v is pi y cube upon 6 into pi y. So simplifying it, pi divided by pi is 1, 3 divided by 6 is 1 by 2. So it is x square is equal to y cube by y is y square by 2, which gives me the result that y square is equal to 2x square, which shows that y is equal to root 2x, and this was the result which I wanted to prove. That means that height of the cone is root 2 times radius of the base, and this is happening when the curved surface area is least and volume is a constant quantity, and when y is equal to 6v upon pi raised to the power 1 by 3. So now there is another question, and this is question number 25, exercise 6.5. Now we have to show that the semi-vertical angle of the cone of the maximum volume and of given slant height is tangent inverse square root 2. Now in this question, children, the slant height is given to be constant. Now as we know that usually we denote the slant height by L. So now here L is a constant quantity. Now let me suppose that x is the radius of the cone, y is the height of the cone, and theta is the semi-vertical angle. Now what is the meaning of the semi-vertical angle? This means that half of the vertical angle. That is why I have taken half of the vertical angle. So I have to show that if the slant height is constant and volume of the cone is maximum, then value of theta will be equal to tangent inverse root 2. This is a different question from other questions. So I have chosen, that is why I have chosen to discuss this question with you. So now students, let me consider this right angle triangle, that is ABC. Now applying Pythagoras theorem, it is x square plus y square is equal to L square, which gives me the result that x square is equal to L square minus y. Now what is the formula of finding volume of cone? It is 1 upon 3 pi r square h, and here radius is x and height is y. So now as you can see that the volume has two variables, so I will convert the volume in single variable. So let me put the value of x square here because it will be easy. If I put value of y, then it will be again in root. So avoiding that, I will substitute value of x square. So now this will be the function of y only. So it is 1 upon 3 pi. So from 1, what is the value of x square? It is L square minus y square into y, which gives me the result. It is L square y minus y cube. Now this is my Vy. I mark this as result number 2. Now for applying the second derivative test, I will simply differentiate equation number 2 with respect to y. So what is V dash y now? It will be 1 upon 3 pi. L square is constant. Derivative of y is 1. And derivative of y cube will be 3y square. Now let us put V dash y is equal to 0, which gives me the result that 1 upon 3 pi L square minus 3y is equal to 0, which gives me L square minus 3y square is equal to 0. Now which implies 3y square is equal to L square, and which is y square is L square by 3, and hence y is equal to L upon square root 3. This means I have obtained the value of y here. So now my first derivative was 1 upon 3 pi L square minus 3y square. So my first derivative was 1 upon 3 pi L square minus 3y square. I mark this as equation number 1. And I have found that y is equal to L upon square root 3. So now finding the double derivative, I will differentiate result number 3 with respect to y. So I will be getting 1 upon 3 pi, derivative of L square is 0, and derivative of 3y square is minus 6y. So finding the derivative at y is equal to L upon square root 3. So it is minus pi by 3 into 6, and what is the value of y? It is L upon root 3, which gives me the result minus 2 pi L upon root 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and this is a negative quantity. Now which shows that if y is equal to L upon root 3, volume of cone is maximum by second derivative test. Now let us check in the question that what is the requirement, that is in which form I have to give the solution. Now I have to show that the semi-vertical angle is this quantity. That means now I have to find the semi-vertical angle. So now in this diagram, students, what will be tangent theta? Because I have to find my angle in the form of tangent. So in right triangle ABC, tangent theta will be equal to x upon y. So I have already found the value of y. Now I will find value of x. Only then I can find out the value of tangent theta. So now as I know that x square is equal to L square minus y square. So substituting the value of y here, it is L square minus L square by 3, which means x square is equal to 3L square minus L square by 3, which is 2L square upon 3. That is, x will be equal to root 2L upon root 3. So what will be my tangent theta now? It is x upon y. So value of x is root 2 root 3L divided by L upon root 3, which gives me tangent theta is equal to root 2 root 3L into root 3 upon L. So L divided by L, it is 1, root 3 by root 3 is 1. So tangent theta is equal to root 2. So what is the value of theta? So theta will be equal to tangent inverse root 2, and this I had to prove that semi-vertical angle is equal to tangent inverse root 2. Now dear students, after the completion of this session, I am giving you some questions for practice. So I have chosen these 4 questions. So you must practice these. Answers are also given in front of them. Thank you and have a nice day.